So you'll probably notice that in a lot of the DBT videos I mention worksheets that go along with the skills and exercises that we practice. So I wanted to just tell you a little bit more about that. This is a printed copy of the worksheets. The copy that I have linked below is obviously an electronic one that you can download straight away. One of the benefits of the electronic version is that there are hyperlinks. So in the content page you can click on any of the skills and it will straight away jump to that part of the booklet, so it's a lot easier to find the content that you're looking for. But obviously you can also print it out yourself if you want. And these worksheets are ones that I created in my own time because I felt that there was a need for resources that were more neurodivergent friendly, which is why I've used certain fonts throughout the booklet. I've also used pastel colours behind the text to make it easier to read. I've simplified a lot of the content. It is also trauma informed. For example, with the mindfulness exercises, it explains that you can stop them at any point. If you're doing a body scan, it's okay to skip certain body parts if they're associated with trauma, and that sort of thing. There's also reasonably large font because sometimes we have clients with sight difficulties, and that sort of thing. So hopefully it is, you know, as easy as possible for different people to use. So as I mentioned, I created it in my own time, but I have donated a copy to the NHS trust that I work for so that we can use it with our clients there. And I have made a copy available below for a very small fee, which you're welcome to use for personal use, or you're welcome to use in a service if you're a practitioner. And hopefully you find it helpful. Feel free to send feedback if there's anything else you think that I should adjust and change in the resources. So I'll go through a bit of some of the content. So it starts with just showing a bit about different treatment pathways, explain the biosocial model, which I have got a video on that you can kind of watch, the goals for treatment. It has root rules, a simplified diary card, which has all the skills on the back, templates for chain and solution analysis, which is something that we tend to do a lot in the individual session in the DBT program, guides for when you can use skills helplines, and safety plans. We also then obviously have some information about each of the skills and when's the best time to use them. And then it moves on to the first module in the program, which is the mindfulness module. So we have introduction, we have lots of information about wise mind, the what skills, the how skills, and examples of different ways to practice each of those. Mindfulness diary for you to keep a log of what you've been doing. And then our second module is distress tolerance. So we have our stop skill, tip skill, which most of these skills I've got videos of, accepts, which is another one of our sort of distress tolerance skills, which is focused on distraction. There's information about how to self-soothe, including how to self-soothe using stimming if you are not neurodivergent, or using soothing sensory spaces. We've got the improve the moment skill, and then like diary cards for practicing each of those skills, radical acceptance, willingness, half smiling, willing hands, practicing mindful thoughts. And then our third module is emotion regulation. So it goes through a lot of the ways that you can identify what your emotions are, potential myths about emotions. We have a model for how you kind of can understand your emotions. And then for clients who struggle with actually naming their emotion, there are sheets where each page is a different emotion, and it helps you to understand what kind of context might lead to that emotion, different words for the emotion, physical sensations that go with emotion, urges that go with emotion, that sort of thing. So there's loads of those to help you to actually start identifying your emotions. There's some information about checking the facts, and then opposite action. So if you want to try and change your emotion, you might need to do the opposite to what your urges are. And then problem solving. So if your emotion does fit the facts, sometimes you have to use for problem solving. We have our ABC Please skills. There's a whole list of example pleasant events, so things that you can do to try and have some pleasure in your day-to-day life. We have cope ahead plans, and different ways to kind of record each of the skills that you're practicing. And then our final module is our interpersonal effectiveness module, which is all about managing relationships and improving your communication and that sort of thing. So our main skills in that module are dear man, give and fast. And then right at the end of the booklet we have a bit of a summary. So those are all of the sort of key DBT skills. So this page is the one that's most helpful to have up on your wall as a reminder, so that when you're trying to remember what each of the letters stand for, at least you have something there to kind of help you with that. So that's a very quick overview of the content. As I said, you can access all of it in the link below. If you have any questions about it, feel free to comment below and I will respond to that. But hopefully, you know, you do manage to get some use out of those resources. And as I mentioned, if you are in the NHS service that I'm working in currently, there's no need to purchase it because we can give you a free copy. So I hope that's been helpful, and I will see you soon in our skills videos.